Hey folks, Dave here, and today we're going to talk about how to fix your Google Map if it has not been set up correctly in Google Cloud Console. So how do we know if our map hasn't been set up correctly in Cloud Console? First, a little history lesson. Once upon a time, anyone could use the Google Maps API to create a map and add it to their site, and that was job done. Now things have changed. Google wants all maps to be set up in Google Cloud Console, and API maps are no longer technically free. Basically, you get a certain number of hits per day, and above that, Google wants to start charging you money. So if you have a high traffic site, you could end up paying for your map. If you haven't set up billing in Google Cloud Console correctly, you can see errors with the map on your website. This is the kind of thing we need to fix. So how do we know we need to set up Cloud Console? You will know because your map is not showing correctly. You may see an error like this. Also, in your browser's console, you will see an error saying what the issue is. In this case, it is the referrer not allowed error, which means this domain is not allowed to use this map's API key. But I'll explain this in a minute. So to get started, we need to set up Google Cloud Console. You can just go to Google and enter Cloud Console and click on the result here. Sign in using your Google account, which will be your Gmail address. If you don't have a Google account, you can create a new one here and follow the steps on this page. Once logged in, we see the latest website known as a project here. And you can add a new project by clicking on the projects drop-down. Then click New Project on the top right. Name your project so you can recognize it as your website. You won't see billing account here if you're new to Cloud Console. You'll need to set up a new billing account with your card details in a minute. You don't need to set your organization unless you want to. I never do. You may then need to finish your account setup by confirming your country. Add your tax info and payment method. Once your account is confirmed, you need to open the left menu by clicking the hamburger icon, then choose APIs and Services, and click Enable APIs and Services. We then need to search by typing in Maps API, and choose the Maps JavaScript API, then click Enable. This has now enabled the Google Maps API on our Cloud Console account. But to use the Google Maps API on our website, we need an API key. We can now go here and copy our key. Here's an example of the code needed to load the Google Maps API with the key at the end of the URL. And here's the JavaScript required to show a map on our site. So back in Cloud Console, we can see here that Google has imposed a budget alert. This tells us if we start to spend money on our map, we can set a limit that we're comfortable with. We also need to take steps to protect our API key. This is because anyone could load our key and use up our free credit. Even worse, they could then carry on and run up a large bill. So in the left-hand navigation, go to Keys and Credentials. Click the three dots next to our key. A small menu appears, then click Edit API Key. Let's choose to restrict to websites. This will mean we will restrict the key so it only works on our domain. Under Website Restrictions, we enter our domain like this. The asterisks are used to show any page in our site and any subdomain of our site too. We can also restrict our key to certain APIs, such as the Maps JavaScript API. When you're done, hit Save. You may be asked to complete your profile. You will also need to set up billing or change existing billing info. Navigate to the top menu and select Billing. The overview will show your costs if you have any. And you can set budgets and alerts so you are aware if your map starts to cost money. You also need to update your payment method here. Hopefully that gives you a nice introduction to how you need to set up Google Maps. If you still can't get your map to work, check your browser console and see what the error says. Most of the time, I find it's down to billing not being set, or a mistake when restricting the key, which causes the current domain to not be allowed. As always, guys, if you need help with this, just comment on this video or get in touch with us through madesimplemedia.co.uk and we'll get straight back to you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.